Hi, I'm Jeremy Nolasco, and I'm here to show you on how I made or how I'm going to make the exercises. Here's the first exercise. The red light shall turn on for 5 seconds, and the next 2 seconds together with yellow light, and in the next 5 seconds the green light will only turn on, and in the next 2 seconds the yellow light shall turn on. And this sequence is going to loop. So let's see. Here's how I'm going to make it. By the way, I'm using Arduino 2560 Mega, and I use Arduino IDE to push my codes into my Arduino. So here's my code. I'm using pin 2, 3, and 4 as my output. And here's the sequence of my codes. Let's try to upload this code into my Arduino, and let's see. So by the way, I am only using one resistor, which is 1 kilo ohm resistor, so that I won't burn my LED lights, because most LED lights are rated around 3 volts, I think. Yes, 3 volts, and my Arduino is supplying 5 volts. I use one resistor only on the ground to create a voltage drop. So here, let's try. Let's reset it. Red light is turning on for 5 seconds. Next will be the yellow light for 2 seconds, and green light. And yellow light again before going to red. There. That will loop continuously. So this is our second exercise. So we're supposed to take the RGB LED and program it to make a rainbow sequence and make each color fade, that the transition between each color is smoother. So here's my code. I took this code online, and I used pin 9, 10, and 11. So let's try to upload it and see our circuit. So here is my RGB and my Arduino connected into my breadboard, but I'm not using any resistor because my pins or my output pins of the RGB is already connected into the PWM pins of the Arduino. As you can see, the flicker in my videos or on my the screen, because the output of these pins is modulated. It means it has a varying frequency. The frequency is controlled, and you can see on my screen it's flickering because of the PWM. So here's the transition. You cannot see it that much because it's so bright. So let's try to turn down the brightness. So here, the Arduino is producing random colors fading, so it'll look smoother. Let's try to cover it with some papers so that we'll see the colors. Here, here's violet. There, you can see that the PWM and the move. So there it is. So here is our third exercise, wherein we'll be using the buzzer. So our buzzer is supposed to output a sound in sine functions together with the LED light. So when the buzzer produces a sound, the LED will emit a light, and we'll also be using a switch in series with the light and the buzzer so that it will function as a doorbell. So here is my code. It's just a simple code. I think it's already also here in the exercise in Arduino IDE. So float sign value, and here is the sign function or the value of sound that the buzzer shall emit. So I modified it. I divided the pi with 10 so that it will emit a unique different sound. By the way, I use pin mode 8 as an output, so let's see. Third activity will be making use of the LM35 temperature sensor and a buzzer, but I have lost my buzzer, so I can show you this time on how the function and how the circuit will function. But I have previous video with it wherein it works, and I use an ice to drop the temperature and the temperature sensor. So I'll just show you later, but here's my code. Here's the code that I use. Here's the code for the buzzer, and others are for the other conditions. And another exercise or the flicker or the flickering flame. We will use 3 LEDs, 2 yellows and 1 red. And here's the code. We use pin 2, 3, and 4 on the board, or which is a PWM pins on the Arduino. And first we must declare them as an output for them to produce bright light. And here is the code for the flickering or breath. So there, let's see the circuit. So here it is. You can notice we have 3 LEDs, 1 red in the center and 2 yellows front and back, on the front and back of the red LED. And as you can notice, again, I'm not using a resistor because I'm using the PWM pins, and the LED lights can handle those, and the LED lights can handle the voltage produced by the PWM pins, so I'm not using any. So right now the LEDs are flickering or breathing, and we'll try to cover it with paper so that let's see if it looks like if it really looks like a candle flame or a breathing flame or flickering flames. Okay, there. Yes, yeah, it looks like a flame. There you go. So here is the exercise for the IR sensor. Before you can use the IR sensor, which is that thing there, you must first download a library online. So here is the library included in my code already, and here is my code. I use LED pin 13 and pin 8 as an relay for my fan to turn it on, and I use a relay to make the fan turn on or use it as a switch. And here's my condition. So but first, before using your IR sensor, you must read the code from the remote. So if I press this button, you can see that a light is being emitted, but we cannot see it with our own eyes because it's an infrared light. So let's see. Oh, in my code, I can read the code on my remote with my on my serial monitor. So here's my serial monitor. If I'm going to press this button, a code will appear. So I will press it now on my IR sensor. So you can see that code is being read by the sensor, which is 16748,655, and that code is going to be used as a condition on what you want to do. So for example, in the first condition means that results, if the results value of the remote is equal to the 1675345, digital write the relay will turn on. And also in this bottom, if the code is equal to 167436925, the LED light is going to turn on. So let's try. So here's my remote and here's my circuit connected all together, and here's my the plug of my electric fan all the way through the outlet. But do not try this at home, or you can try it more safely than I did, because this is not safe and this can kill you. Okay, so here's the code for the LED. So let's try to turn it on. So it's turning on, off, off. And we'll try to turn on the fan. We'll try to put here paper so that you can see it if it's actually turning on. Okay, so here is the remote for the fan. So let's try to turn it on. So how? There. Wait. There. You can hear the relay clicking here. It's turning on and off the fan. And if I click and if I press this, the fan will turn on. There. And if I press it again, it will turn off. LED and fan. Okay. But again, as a reminder, if you're going to do this, do it more safe than what I'm doing here, because that's an AC voltage right there that can kill you. Okay, that's all.